The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 218,693. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 5,214. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,177, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 60. We anticipate those numbers to increase as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's 2 p.m. on Saturday, August 15th. Power was restored last night in California after rolling blackouts had been ordered. A Stage 3 emergency alert was declared around 6:30 p.m. last night by the California Independent System Operator, or ISO, which runs the state's power grid. More than 300,000 customers in both Northern and Southern California were without power at certain points of the night. The ISO blamed rolling blackouts on the excessive heat, driving up electricity use. A flex alert was also issued yesterday for most of the afternoon into the evening, asking people to conserve energy. Excessive heat warnings are in effect until Wednesday for parts of California, with some areas seeing temperature highs into the triple digits. SoCal Edison said outages could last up to 1 hour at a time to help ease the demand on the electrical grid. Much of Southern California will feel the heat again today, as forecasters are calling this one of the worst heat waves in years, setting up dangerous conditions across the state. A heat advisory remains in effect in Los Angeles County today, which began on Friday and will last through tomorrow evening. Parts of Los Angeles County are expected to reach triple digits in the high desert, San Fernando Valley, Lancaster, and even Pasadena. According to the National Weather Service, Torrance is expected to get into the mid-80s today, with lows in the high 60s consistently through the weekend. Now, if you're looking for a place to cool down from the heat, residents can head to one of the many cooling centers in LA County. Various sites are located in Los Angeles, El Monte, Burbank, Glendale, and Sherman Oaks, and also at certain county parks and libraries. Due to the health pandemic, Torrance locations remain closed. All centers throughout the county are operating in compliance with physical distancing and other COVID-19 safety protocols. To get the full list of the county's emergency cooling centers or view them on a map, visit ready.lacounty.gov/heat or dial 211. Los Angeles County public health officials say the county is continuing to see downward trends in daily COVID-19 hospitalizations. While there continues to be a backlog in cases from the state, data sources that track other key indicators like hospitalizations and deaths are not affected by this reporting issue. The data currently shows a 25% reduction in daily hospitalized patients in the last 2 weeks. Today, the 7-day average of patients admitted for COVID-19 remains just over 1,500, compared to more than 2,000 patients 2 weeks ago. More positive trends continue throughout the U.S. as coronavirus cases fall across the country. According to Johns Hopkins University, data on Friday showed roughly 51,000 new cases, down from 56,000 just the day before. Prior to that, the national count was under 50,000 for 3 days in a row. The newest data shows there have been more than 5 million COVID-19 cases and 167,000 deaths in the U.S. to date. While California is the first state to surpass 600,000 COVID-19 related cases, hospitalization rates continue to decline as well. Popular medical supply company McKesson was selected to distribute coronavirus vaccines once it becomes available in the United States. President Donald Trump announced on Friday, as part of Operation Warp Speed, the government's vaccine development program, the Texas-based company was chosen to help streamline distribution. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, McKesson will be a central distributor for both vaccines and related supplies needed to administer them. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Robert Redfield says this announcement puts another building block in place as the nation moves toward a safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine. Currently, there are 3 vaccine candidates in phase 3 clinical trials. They are all on track to have more than 100 million doses of a vaccine before the end of the year. McKesson has had similar contracts in the past, distributing the H1N1 vaccine during the 2009 to 2010 pandemic. As we head into the fall season soon, officials say this could be the worst the country has seen, with the deadly combination of not only the coronavirus, but the impending flu season. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Robert Redfield says Americans could face the worst fall season yet, and those not abiding by the necessary COVID-19 preventative measures like mask wearing, social distancing, avoiding crowds, and washing hands could make it that much worse for everyone. Dr. Redfield was interviewed by WebMD's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John White, and discussed the importance of those preventative measures to help curb the severity of the upcoming fall season. The combination of COVID-19 and the seasonal flu could also pose a serious strain on the hospital system once again. Dr. Redfield says everyone should get a flu vaccine to help negate the necessity to lessen the chances of getting seriously ill. In the last 10 years, nearly 360,000 Americans have died from complications from the flu. The Internal Revenue Service is reopening its registration for Americans who may be eligible for additional benefits that were available under the March coronavirus stimulus but failed to receive it. Beginning today, those who are eligible can go online and use the IRS's web tool to input information on dependents under the age of 17 to qualify for additional money. Those who are eligible for the $500 per child benefit have until September 30th to enter their information. They should expect the payments to be issued by mid-October. For many Social Security beneficiaries, as well as railroad retirement and veterans pension recipients who were not required to file a tax return to receive their stimulus payments, may have missed out on the additional benefit if the IRS didn't have that information on file. Any beneficiaries who missed the September 30th deadline will need to wait until next year and claim it as a credit on their 2020 federal income tax return. The IRS has sent out more than 160 million economic stimulus payments since the end of March. For more information, go to irs.gov. The United States Postal Service warned 14 states that voters may not get their ballots back to the election office in time due to the lag in mail delivery. California was one of the states issued a warning from the USPS General Counsel outlining standard mail delivery times and prices leading up to the November election. They warned secretaries of state that election laws established by the states would not necessarily guarantee that mail-in ballots would be received in time to be counted. This comes just less than 2 weeks after the Postal Service definitively said in a statement that it had the capacity to handle the added volume of mail-in voting anticipated in November during the health pandemic. The USPS says they've lost about $2.2 billion in the first 3 months of the pandemic. The Postal Service is set to receive a $10 billion loan from the U.S. Department of Treasury under the CARES Act, which the agency projects would keep it solvent at least through May 2021. California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted today that the USPS should be fully funded, ensuring residents that mail-in ballots shouldn't be a problem come November 3rd. Speaking of the upcoming election, according to a new study by the Pew Research Center, Los Angeles County could be in danger of having a shortage of poll workers come election night. A 2018 study showed the majority of U.S. poll workers, or 58%, were over the age of 60. This could pose a serious shortage if many opt out of working this year due to risks associated with the health pandemic. According to the Los Angeles County Registrar Recorder Clerk Dean Logan, poll workers who have traditionally served in the past for years are those identified in the demographics that fall under high risk for COVID-19. While California plans to mail all registered voters in the state a mail-in ballot to avoid physically visiting a polling center, Logan says several added precautions will be added for those who choose to walk in and vote in person. Physical distancing, enforcing face coverings, and wiping down voting equipment in between each use will be enforced. Logan is optimistic that while the usual poll workers may stay home this election year, a new generation may step up in their place. To sign up to be a poll worker, you must be 18 years or older, be a California resident, a U.S. citizen registered to vote, or a legal permanent resident. Opportunities are also available for high schoolers at least 16 years old. You can get more information at lavote.net. The U.S. Department of Commerce shared data that showed retail sales improving since it came to a standstill in March. Americans increased their buying power in July with increases specific to appliance and retail sectors and helping restore sales back to levels before the pandemic began. Restaurants have also seen progress for 3 months straight, even with the recent rollbacks. Many have managed to move operations outdoors and continue to offer takeout as an alternative to traditional dining. But officials say much of the spending in the first 3 months of the pandemic was fueled by government aid, as stimulus checks put more money in people's pockets. Since the additional funds have ended, Americans may not be spending as liberally as they have in the last few months. Economists predict a significant drop in sales over the next quarter. A California appeals court recently ruled that Amazon should be held liable for faulty products sold on their platform. The decision could make it harder for the e-commerce giant to skirt responsibility for unsafe products sold on its website. Amazon was recently involved in a lawsuit filed by a woman who alleged she bought a laptop battery from a third-party seller on Amazon's marketplace that caught fire, giving her third-degree burns. Well, California's 4th District Court of Appeals said that Amazon should be held liable for damages caused by the defective replacement laptop battery. The court ruled that Amazon placed itself in the chain of distribution by storing it, receiving payment, and shipping the product. Amazon hosts millions of third-party sellers, which accounts for about 60% of the company's e-commerce sales. The company says it invests hundreds of millions of dollars per year to ensure products sold are safe and compliant. A number of Torrance businesses made the list of the fastest growing private companies in America. Inc.com released its 2020 list of its 5,000 fastest growing businesses, with 6 headquartered in Torrance. Those include Infectability Clinic, Partner, Strategic Technology Solutions, The Hit House, Sage Millimeter, and EP Wealth Advisors. Congratulations to all the companies. You can check out the full list at inc.com/5000/2020. Torrance's original craft beer maker, Red Car Brewery, is celebrating their 20th anniversary. You can check out special deals all weekend as their anniversary menu runs through the end of the weekend. Owners Bob and Lori Brandt are longtime Torrance residents and realized more than 2 decades ago their hometown had no breweries. After stints as a brewer at Huntington Beach Beer, Newport Brewing Company, and having met a partner at Tustin Brewing Company, the couple decided to open their own in Torrance with the theme of the Red Car Trolley System, a staple of Torrance history. After 2 years of planning and negotiations, the Red Car Brewery and Restaurant opened in August of 2000 as the first brewery in Torrance, paving the way for now more than a dozen that call Torrance home. The Red Car has continued to provide amazing food to patrons throughout the pandemic and are also part of the Downtown Does ALFRESCO program offering outdoor dining. You can find their menu and hours at redcarbrewery.com. If you haven't checked out Downtown Torrance lately and their alfresco style dining experience, you might want to put it on your list of things to do this weekend. There are 21 restaurants now participating, with street closures in place to ensure visitors can walk around and enjoy neighboring retail shops and dine outdoors safely. This takes place every first, second, and third weekend in downtown Torrance until September. Outdoor dining is open until 10 p.m. tonight. For the full list of restaurants participating, head to torranceca.gov/COVID-19. With summer winding down, we want to hear how you're spending the last of the summer season and how you plan to make it the best one yet. No matter how big or small your summer plans are, we want to see how you're capturing each moment. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. A milestone birthday was celebrated today at the Clearwater South Bay Assisted Living Center. Yoshiko Hanaoka turned 100 years old today. She was born in Los Angeles in 1920 and moved to Imperial Valley when she was a young girl, where her father was a farmer. Yo was married to Walter Hanaoka for 48 years and has 2 children, Stanley and Linda. She also has 5 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. She is passionate about bowling and loves to travel. Now, in the age of COVID-19, the facility held a socially distanced birthday celebration for her. Happy centennial birthday, Yo. We hope you had a wonderful day. What a great way to show how Torrance continues to care for its seniors. Now, if you have a great story to share, be sure to email us. We'd love to hear from you. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as Christine Lee brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Disasters won't wait for a pandemic to be over. So while your family is home more often, make a plan in case you have to deal with coronavirus and a natural disaster at the same time. Ready.gov/plan has the educational tools and resources to help your family prepare for emergencies and find information on how the coronavirus may affect your plan. Disasters won't wait, neither should you. Make a plan with your family today.
As you probably heard, Californians are currently required to stay home except for essential needs. Grocery stores, farmers markets, food banks, convenience stores, takeout, and delivery restaurants will remain open, so there's no need to hoard, as will pharmacies, banks, and laundromats. And essential government services will continue. What's closed during a stay-at-home order? Dine-in restaurants, bars and nightclubs, entertainment venues, gyms and fitness studios, hair and nail salons, convention centers, and all other public events and gatherings. We must all work together to keep our state healthy and protect our communities so that we can get back to normal as soon as possible. It's going to be tough, but together we can meet this moment. Look out for one another and save lives.